Hey there, welcome to the channel. I wanted to talk to you today about Trout Spey. In particular, for those of you looking to try it out, if you've been interested in it, it's a great way to explore water, cover water. You can cast further with two hands and some simple casting techniques to do that, to cover that water. And anyway, I think there's a great product out there for people to get started with. And that was kind of the premise behind the Field Kit series from Redington, was if I am going to hand a friend a rod, reel, line setup to get started in fly fishing, a Field Kit is what that perfect product is. So it's a rod that is functional and durable and, gets the job done. It's a reel that's recognizable, brand name, that has a decent drag on it, and more importantly, it has a really high-end fly line on it. The fly line makes the rod perform and feel, good to you as an angler. So by me handing you a rod like this, you're going to immediately feel like you're in tune with the situation, the fly, the cast, the fish. There's all kinds of field kits within that series for 9'5" weights. There's a bass series, there's a saltwater series, salmon, stripers, there's a Euro nymphing kit, there's the Trout Spey kit. So the Trout Spey kit would come like this, and within it you have, of course you've got your case that's got the padded reel protector as part of it. You've got the rod with a reel attached. You've got a integrated spey line for trout. That integrated means that it's one continuous piece, so you don't have the junction between a running line or a shooting line and a shooting head. It's just one continuous piece. Then what you would attach, so you have a loop-to-loop connection on the end of this spey line. So from there you would then attach the sink tip or the head piece of this that goes out to the leader. This one happens to be what we've kind of nicknamed a 5 and 5. So this is 5 feet of floating, which is attached to this end, which also floats, and then 5 feet of T8, which is a sinking tip section. So 5 feet of this will float, 5 feet of it will sink down and take your fly down into the water. So it's not a super aggressive sinking line. You can get them way more aggressive. All the options that these kind of sink tip come in are on the back of this packet that comes in this setup. And so when we designed this product, we took lots of people out and cast with it with multiple different lines on it, different heads on it, and ultimately this is the one we settled in on as the most user-friendly, comfortable, and well-rounded setup for getting started in spey fishing for trout. This isn't limited to trout. You could fish smallmouth with it or other species, but its primary design is going to be used in the West and for trout. Also in the packet is a short leader. So this is a Skagit leader. It's 4.5 feet long. It's goes down to 12-pound test, and that might sound heavy, but When you're thinking about some of the flies that you cast with this, the flies can be, you know, somewhat heavy themselves. They have some weight to them, not always, but the ones that perform well on this do have a bit of weight to them. And you're almost always attaching this with a loop knot, so a non-slip mono loop, and that allows your fly to wiggle a lot more freely in the water. So the short length of this is important because you want it to stay fairly close to your sink tip. If this gets too far out, what happens is the fly could stay up in the water column, especially if it's a smaller, lighter fly, unweighted fly. It could stay up too high and not get down where you want it. So the sink tip will help drag the fly down. The short leader will also help keep it close to that same depth. So this gets looped on here, floating in to floating in. The sink tip end gets looped onto the leader, and then the leader goes to a fly. So for me, if I'm going to start off with a fly for something like this, I'm probably, in most cases, going to start with a black leech or a dark colored leech of some sort. Rio's jelly leech does a really good job for me. Tungsten thin mint could be a good fly. Any kind of a dark colored leech. And I prefer one with a little bit of weight to get started with, and I can always go heavier or lighter if need be. But tons of streamer options. You can fish sculpin, you could fish some sort of a little soft tackle. But with this setup, to just go fish, like if you were to buy this and go fishing with it immediately, I would start with a leech or a sculpin of some sort. With your sculpin, you're matching the bottom color of the river to the fly. Leeches are typically black or burgundy or brown, so dark colors there. You don't have to have tons of flies to get started though. You could even get something as simple as, this is from Rio, this is a Trout Spey assortment of flies, so there's just a handful of flies in here, again, that have been kind of cherry picked, curated for people looking to get started and have success right out of the gate with a Trout Spey situation. So you will find a couple black or a couple dark leeches in there, a couple soft tackles, some other beautiful Trout Spey flies that you could use. So for someone getting started, it's an awesome product. It's very dialed in for somebody to get started with, and so anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I think you'll enjoy it if you get one, and if you do, I'd love to hear from you, see how you're doing with it. If you have questions about it, hit me up. Yeah, thank you again. See ya.